of Security spoke. The fireman, Chief Fire Officer spoke. So during the next few days, you'll hear a lot of reports. Until later in the hour, we hear from the Commissioner of Police. We're going to continue our discuss. Read the concerns and questions about the Dominica-China Friendship Hospital. A lot of concerns we want to continue to explore so the authorities can make it much better as they address the concerns of the people. We're going to take a break. We'll come right back after this.
When you want the best, you do shop at SCN. Better than the rest, shop at SCN. And they open where they shop at SCN. You get more for what is there, shop at SCN. Shop at SCN, yeah, shop at SCN. Shop at SCN, what is there, shop at SCN. Yes, family, customer friendly, with free locations, it's so convenient, and our price is there. Madam, that's where you belong. So tell your mama, tell your papa, shop at SCN. Tell your son and your daughter, shop at SCN. Auntie, nan, and cousin, friend, open power, all of them. Grandma, grandpa, open neighbor, girlfriend, boyfriend, side. What? Shop at SCN. Shop at SCN. Oh, yeah. Shop at SCN. Shop at SCN. Check us out at Pottersville, High Street, and downtown Roosevelt. When money don't come, and the pocket doesn't touch you. A fresh market, we are open 7 days a week with the top of the line products. Well stocked supermarket and pharmacy, health and beauty care, fresh produce and meats prepared daily, hot and cold kitchen, ready to go meals, sandwiches, salads, and desserts at your fingertips. Easy access, located on the bayfront, environment friendly, and our staff are approachable and ready to assist. Have you figured out who we are? You got it, fresh your one stop. Everybody don't come and your pocket don't touch you. Fresh market, everybody like that.
Great things happen when we crunch together. So crunch and share the love with KFC's bucket together. $45 gets you 6 pieces of chicken, 2 fries, 1 corn, 1 biscuit. With KFC, there's always chances to win big. 3 winners, 3 destinations for an all-expense-paid trip with Sunrise Airways, St. Martin Carnival, St. Kitts Music Festival, and Lucian Carnival. $1,500 spent in cash, hotel accommodation, event tickets, and ground transportation. All you have to do is purchase a bucket together. Write your name and phone number at the back of your receipt and drop it in the drop box. KFC's finger licking good.
20, digital in 20. What? 20, digital in 20. Happy anniversary to digital. 20 years with digital. Then you are 20, digital in 20. 20, digital in 20. 20, digital in 20. If you with digital, then you are plenty. 20 years ruling with digital. If you're not too fast, then hear me well. I have my TV and still have my cell. I have my internet on from digital. 20 years of real connection. So pay attention. You might benefit from all what I'm about to mention. You can be a VIP or get 6 months on your bill free. Because 2020, digitally 20, 2020, digitally 20. 2020, digitally 20. If you with digital, then you are plenty. And if you with digi, you can win. Celebrate, connect and win. Prices quickly, you can win. When you with digi, that's a win. 2020, digitally 20. 2020, digitally 20. 2020, digitally 20. If you with digital, then you are plenty. 2020, digitally 20. 2020, digitally 20. 2020, digitally 20. If you with digital, then you are plenty. Yeah. Activate a 7-day plan or higher. Sign up for postpaid or sign up for home internet for your chance to win. And here's all what you can win. Hear me now. Amazon voucher, brunch voucher, dinner voucher, grocery voucher, even gas voucher. And then, hey, you know why? Because
Big news, Dominica! Do It Center is now even closer to you with the opening of Do It Center Express, conveniently located on Cork Street, right next to Fresh Market. Get all your home improvement essentials fast with everything from tools and paints to home decor and more. Plus, enjoy the same great service you know and trust. Now, just a quick stop in the city. Visit us today at Do It Center Express, your partner in home improvement, now closer than ever.
Welcome to the 28th edition of the St. Kitts Music Festival, featuring Kilani, Fantasia, Beres Hammond, Luciano, Marshall Montano, Voice, Fawn, Dancehall Giant, Movado, Idonian, Valiant, Massacre, Cranium, Taurus Riley, Steel Pulse, Dean Fraser and the Black Soil Band, Shanil Mir, Diani, New Vibes Band International, Shelly and Signal Band, Edwin Yewi and Crossfire, and Woolcat HE, June 25th to June 27th, St. Kitts. Get your tickets now at StKittsMusicFestival.com. The St. Kitts Music Festival, where music meets paradise.
We have that. You want quality service we have that too. Our services will help make your dreams come true. That's a fact. Hurry up to NCCU, your community financial partner. Yes, support you through all disaster. At NCCU, trust us, we care. The kind of loyalty you cannot find anywhere. National Cooperative Credit Union, education, training, and information. Self-help, responsibility, democracy, equality, solidarity. NCCU, we have so hard for our members. So become a member today at one of our local offices to help us make your dreams come true. 255-2126. NCCU, your community financial partner.
All right, Dominica. Let's again listen to some of the issues related to an open letter about the China Friendship Hospital, China Friendship Hospital, and some of the issues that's plaguing the hospital. The report presented this afternoon by Franklin Peter Moses. Pay attention.
What is really going on at the Dominica China Friendship Hospital? Nurses are negligent and lazy. Yes, I said it. I know what I'm talking about. They're always clueless and refuse to read patients' charts and files to know what is required for said patient. It takes a year to perform one task, like changing an IV. An emergency presents itself, and you ask the nurse to call a doctor. Nurse 1 says, "Yes, I'll call." Hours later, nurse 2 says, "The doctor is coming." 4 hours have passed. No doctor. Next day, you see the doctor on the ward and ask, "Why didn't she didn't respond to my emergency call?" That same doctor informs you that she was never called and advises you make a report to the director, CEO of the hospital. Imagine being in a hospital for almost a week and still waiting on test results. Tests are done, and doctors will use the mouth God gave them to say, "Results will come next week, Tuesday, because today is Friday and it's the weekend and Monday's a holiday." What? Where on earth does this happen? Spoke to Dr. Daru, then and only then did the consulting doctor and nurses got into action. And the first set of results were given after 4 days being admitted. I shouldn't have to call Dr. Daru every day for things to happen as they should. This is ridiculous. A patient is unable to feed themselves. Yet a meal is placed by their bedside and they're left to do what? Look at it? Where are the ward aides? These don't exist anymore. Then a nurse will pass to say, "Hey, you don't eat your food?" How? A patient is in distress and calls on to nurses all night long, and not one nurse comes to the patient's rescue. The nurses do the bare minimum. They are the type of nurses we have coming or caring for people. That's the type. No compassion, no empathy. Nurses in Glover Ward count your days. Vengeance is God's. A patient is on oxygen from day one of entry to the hospital, yet the nurses are not checking the oxygen levels of that tank. The family has to come, notice the oxygen isn't flowing, alert the nurse, who then says, "There's no extra oxygen tank on the ward. The man has to go Canefield to fill the tanks." This is a hospital. Now you get the family demands on immediate fix, and they scramble to get a small electrical one to fill in the gap until the man comes from Canefield with the filled tanks. Make it make sense. What if the patient had extreme difficult breathing? The commute from Goodwill to Canefield alone is too much for waiting time. Furthermore, to add the time it takes to fill up the tank, then the commute back to Goodwill. As a flipping hospital with sick people? Doctors are off on weekends, every weekend, and only the nurses are present on the ward. The doctors won't come in, but they will only accept phone calls from the nurses or give directives over the phone in an emergency situation. The doctor's call on call will tell you that the consulting doctor who is and you should talk to him, that the consultation doctor is off today. Father God. You're speaking to a doctor who just checked the patient. You inquire about the patient's situation from the said doctor, and that doctor now raises her voice at you because you're asking questions. Said doctor then proceeds to say that for her to explain what's going on, you need a family meeting. Every DAMN doctor wants a family meeting to explain what they think is going on. The doctor isn't explaining what's going on, yet sends the nurses to administer meds. You then ask the nurse, "What's the meds are for?" And her response, "I don't know. It's the doctor that sent it." What is this? Intern after intern will walk the ward day after day, and all reports are conflicting. 4 doctors will come to the bedside, one after the next, to ask the same questions, but none will read the actual chart with the notes. Then every single doctor will give you a different diagnosis. One doctor prescribes something, the next says stop it and prescribes another because the first one could cause adverse effects. What the heavens name is going on? Doctors, the hospital do not consult with each other with the same patient. No one in that hospital moves without urgency. Or rather, I should take that. No one in that hospital moves with urgency. Not one. No, none. Not one in that hospital moves with urgency. No one. An emergency is only an emergency if a limb is visibly off or if blood is spilling. Jesus. To be in the nursing and healthcare, it is a calling. If you just want a job, this is not the place for you. Go plant a lot of dashing instead. Nurses will dress up in their white uniforms and parade rows or walk through the market, supermarket, stores, etc. to purchase whatever, then go to the hospital with the same uniform to care for patients. You feel noble in your uniform, but your character speaks otherwise when you're actually at work. Nurses used to be respected members of society, but not anymore. Something is wrong. If you have a family member at the China Friendship Hospital, make it your duty to stay on the ward as long as you wish to care for your family. The nurses won't do it for you. An example needs to be made as so others will fall in line. If not, we are doomed in this healthcare system. We need to start suing for negligence and malpractice. Prime Minister Roosevelt Skerritt, Kenneth Daru, Cassandra Laville, Kyra Paul, Laura Esprit, fix it, please. Someone needs to find out what is really going on at this hospital. Supplé Taboo, MO News, DBS Radio, Kyrie FM, Dominica Breaking News, Q95 Radio. It's time to fix it, please.
It's time to fix it, please. All right, Dominica. Let's continue to explore in terms of finding some solutions for this continued malaise. It appears at the China Friendship Hospital. So many reports. I will say a lot of a few reports are good, huh? Somebody says we should not paint a broad brush. Because there's some good nurses at the hospital, and I agree. Hello, talk to me on the telephone. Are you there?
Yeah. Good afternoon, Matt.
Good afternoon to you.
I have a few experiences in that hospital, you know. There was a time I was working with a company, and a guy of our own got a fit, which I didn't know at the time it was a fit.
Okay.
I just saw the guy start to shake in the van, and I call in the driver, and I tell him, let's go hospital. And the guy just stretching the van, so we rush in the hospital. And we reach by the emergency area, and we're telling them people, look, a guy there just, shaking and stretching and whatever. The nurses or whoever came outside with a notepad. What is his name? What is his number? I said, well, look the man in the van stretching, check the man, and after come and tell us or ask us about his name and his number. The priority is the customer, is the patient. It's not coming out what his name and his number. We're not going anywhere. We're there. Another time I was with my girlfriend, and she had asthma, and she went in the hospital. They give her drips to take for a whole day. The nurses then put the drips in the girl hand. It takes 2-3 hours for the drips to go down in the hand, and the girl telling the nurses, but the drips going down too fast. They say no. When they realized it go down too fast, the woman's hand was tingling for the whole week. Her whole body was tingling because the drips go down too fast in the lady hand. And there are many stories I have about those incidents, and it's just a matter of loving what you're doing, taking your time to do what you're doing. The patient is priority. My grandfather went up there, he died just because of neglecting. I saying that it's just neglect, because you're calling them, they're on the deaf, tongue in deaf, and you're calling them a nurse, because the patient say you're uncomfortable, and we come in, and they're just talking, and they're laughing. The emergency, you have to run to the patient and see what you can do to ease the patient's concern, and the way they react to people sometimes, just by a kind word of gesture, making the patient feel better. But when you come in like as if you vex, you bring your problem at work, and you don't care, and you don't concern about to listen to what the person saying or how they feeling, it's just a terrible situation, and many people go up there just to get a pay, not because they love you. those jobs there you have to go because you love to take care of patients. You love to see people comforted in their discomfort. That is the role of nurses, and many people die up there just because of neglect. Trust me.
You see,
The other time,
go ahead.
the other time, I have a girlfriend who is not from Dominica, and she was taking some pills doctor was giving her, but she was going home for 6 months. So she buys 6 months period of that medication. When she went up, she went to the doctor. The doctor told her if the doctor doesn't want to kill her, throw all those medicines. That's just something else. I just find it's just something else. We have to be careful. We have to read. We have to learn what is our situation. That's why I tell people: if you're sick, read about it. Read, learn about it. Study about it. You have the internet in the palm of your hand. Study that, learn that. If you get a medicine, read about it. See the side effects. See everything. Educate yourself about your situation, because if you have to just trust the doctors and the nurses, yeah, you'll be left to money.
All right, caller. Thank you very much. Your experience there at the China Friendship Hospital. Are you there? Yes.
Yes, I'm here, man. How are you?
I'm okay for now. Thanks.
Good. Matt, it's a sad situation. It's a sad situation. And one thing is we need things automated at the China Friendship Hospital. It's ridiculous. My dad was there for 5 to 7 days, I think 7 days. And he could have died 3 times before I stepped in. If I didn't step in, he would have died 3 times. It's due to the neglect of the nurses, right? My dad had a heart condition and there was no monitor on him. You ask the nurses for information, they're so rude. And the ward that's the worst is that ward that I think is called Alford for the guys, where my dad was.
Alford.
And it's an acute ward, meaning there's people with stroke, there's people who have heart failure, there's people that can't get up from their bed. And in the 5 days that my dad was there was another guy, his name is famous guy, Baldheads, I think. He was there at the same time as my dad. And he passed away while my dad was there. And it's ridiculous how the nurses sit at that station and do nothing, okay? There's no reason why a patient should go into a hospital and get bed sores, right? There's no reason for that, especially in an acute ward, okay? So the whole system is flawed. And I agree when Franklin said that doctors are off on the weekends and the doctor who is there or who is taking over is just as clueless. The nurses are clueless, and that's what causes neglect. It needs to be automated. Something needs to be done. Like broken wrist, they
So what is it that you recommend? Of course, we're talking about the mistakes that happened there. What is that you recommend? We're looking solution oriented. What is it that you would recommend to make things better?
I recommend that stop using paper and pen. We're not in 1950. We are in 2026. And this paper system needs to change. There needs to be some sort of automated system that when you walk in, there's someone to take your information on a computer, on an iPad, on something. If medication has to be put in or submit or given to a patient, it has to be on a system. It cannot be on a piece of paper, because this is what will have. You will have unexplained deaths every single day until this system is fixed. So I recommend that there be an automated system. They got to look into it. There's lots of cheap ones out there. If the government of Dominica can invest in that, that would be great. And stop investing in all other things that doesn't make any sense. Healthcare is key. Healthcare is first. Okay, Matt?
I think that's a good recommendation. Yes, stop this paper. Writing on the little book there. Did you carry a book with you? We have to automate that system. That's a very big statement there. We need to get with the times. Get with the times. We're in 2026. We're gonna come back after this.
to change hands in Dominica.
I'm not giving up.
Jimit, it's your turn. The United Progressive Party, alongside political leader, attorney Joshua Francis, and solid playmaker Loftus Dumont. Solid lineup of speakers will be at Esprit's Drive near the Convenient Plus Shopping Center, Thursday the 14th. Jimit comes alive from 7 p.m. to hear the plans and look for a better Dominica, the better you. The United Progressive Party, the party of the people, by the people, for the people. Come out, Dominicans, join the forces with the United Progressive Party as we help rescue and restore, even bring back Dominica from the brink of destruction. 7 p.m. on Esprit's Drive near the Convenient Plus store. Everyone will be in attendance. Don't miss your moment. Thursday coming, power must change hands. The power is in your hands. All the way with the UPP Massive Whistle Stop from Jimmy, Thursday the 14th.
I'm not giving up. Today I never give up before. It's nothing.
Exciting news from Auto Trade. Incredible savings are here. Take advantage of Auto Trade's Thrifty Thursday promotion. Mark your calendars. On the last Thursday of each month, Auto Trade is offering up to 20% off items throughout the store. Yes, 20% off. But wait, there's more. Keep your eyes peeled for our exclusive Deal of the Day offer, bringing you even bigger discounts on select items. Whether you're looking for car accessories, maintenance essentials, or just browsing for a great deal, we've got you covered. So be sure to swing by Auto Trade every last Thursday. At Auto Trade, it's more than a vehicle, it's a relationship. Terms and conditions apply.
Just me goal winning Roseau again. Same place outside Flossie's. I tried to dock him, but he had time see me. Well, story start again. Million, lot of my power we got, huh? Saka fella, I say the same thing you doing, shopping at Flossie's, and you don't have to tell me the same thing you tell me last time because I busy. It's to hear him way. You reckon? About my bucket, the I won't tell you that I save money in food and drinks when I buy quantity. I save more. Oh, shucks, man. Good when you're still telling me. I know already. To pack a respect him, why? Would it get him up here for Palais? I will tell all my friends from London, US and Dominica to come to Flossie's. Right next to the Rosa Market. Open Sunday to Saturday. Flossie's can't do it to you.
Hardware and home improvement, building supplies for you, kitchen appliances, even home decor too. Lumber, lawn, all your garden supplies, plumbing, welding, electrical supplies.
Visit Do It Center at the former Jane Asset Hardware location on Goodwill Road. Call us at 255-6890. Do it. Center.
If you know quality, then you must know the manufacturers of Dominica's finest rums, Belfast Estate Limited. Over 80 years leading the industry with exceptional standards and formidable customer service. We present the manufacturers of BB Rum, Soca Rum, Red Cap Rum, Cask Rum, and the signature Belfast Estate Rum Punch. With island-wide distribution daily, Belfast Estate Limited has cemented its mark as the distributor of choice for products like Eldorado range of rums and creams, Kubali Bear, Corona Bear, Guinness, Root Boy drink, and of course, Sunblast juices, Thomas Snacks, Vitamalt, and Pine Hill juices. Call the office at 440-7032 or visit the distribution outlet at Jimmy Dominica. Follow on Facebook or Instagram at Belfast Estate. Belfast Estate Limited, your leading manufacturer and distributor of rums in Dominica.
All right, Dominica, we're here. We're back. We are looking at the health system and what we can do. I say we can do. We always try to identify the problems, but what are some of the solutions to make things better in Dominica with the health system? Too many reports. My brother Franklin Moses have identified a few. The question is, what is it that we can do as a people to make it better instead of pointing the fingers? Are you there, caller? Are the authorities willing to listen?
Yes, Mr. Quilty.
How are you? How are you?
And my heart goes out to what happened in Holland.
Okay.
Mr. I will always say that maybe he might have to drag me to court or something else. That is what's his name again? Mr. Thomas at Fresh Market. The one comes every morning, he and Mr. Fontaine.
Yes.
Yes. This man is very experienced in medical things. Because my children's father used to be a pharmacist at the hospital. Yes, and many more. He knows about the medication like that. He does a little good study in it. He knows many things. And he used to be in the central working place there. Everything used to go good. Nobody used to complain. People used to come to the hospital. They get in there and Peter Prosper used to be there. All these people there were Mr. Johnson. He was his brother, the one that is he's a pharmacist too. There were many medical people I knew. Peter Paul, all these people were there. But some are dead and some are still alive. I am saying that I told him one twice, knowing that the central place here, how it is now, and he retired and he went to it. He could have gone there and give a little helping hand and just try to show them and help him out there. I already called so many times and tell him that in the air. I think if there are people who know so much, I think Pastor Rodney once used to work somewhere there. There are many people that know about the medical thing. If there sometimes, according to, they could go there and give you a helping hand. Because so many of the medicine they give in there, even the pressure medicine is very dangerous. And some people cannot read and write. Some people don't even understand everything. So much side effects and this in there. It is take Mr. Lando. Dr. Seja gave me everything they call Lucentan and I was doing all the time. But it takes Lando to tell me that it has a side effect in which, although I read the thing there, to tell me that it has dropped your sugar. And I said, no doubt I used to feel it. But I'm all right with it there. I know exactly what to do, how to take care of myself. You understand? But I think we have too many people in Dominica aware of certain things and they will not give a helping hand. You understand? Because sometimes you meet foreigners, they don't know much. When you're talking to them, they can't even understand your language. God help us in Dominica.
All right. Okay, caller, thank you. She said, God help us in Dominica. 449-3095-9697. Let's take a few calls there. Hello, good afternoon to you. Yes.
Good afternoon, man.
Good afternoon to you.
Yes, son. How are you doing?
Trying to find some solutions with the many problems we've been having.
Let me give my statement first. We in Dominica cannot expect anybody in Dominica that expect they will get better results in the hospital. They are making a mistake.
Why?
Because why? Anything that happened to this illegal prime minister and his crew is overseas they go in. They're not staying in that hospital there. They're using our tax money and they go in overseas and get whatever they need. So it will not be better than that. I know there are good nurses for sure, but there are bad ones too. So we cannot classify every one of them to be the same. But the solution is we're supposed to take to the streets and ask for the resignation of this government right away. Take to the streets, ask for their resignation. That, to me, that is the only solution. Because it will not be better than as it is. I am telling you that until these guys come up there. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you. I read something on Facebook there. the Facebook page. This one, the hospital buildings may be beautiful, but these are not healthcare. Does not equate to healthcare, the buildings that we have. The Point Michelle doctors have recommended automating the patient information systems several times. I've heard that Dr. Dill himself. I also read there something from Marvin Sheldon Boland. The solutions for any issues we have in Dominica, the same: the removal of the Roosevelt Skerritt and his incompetent government. One of the solutions moving forward is having a change of government and medical administration mindset. They won't even allow you to stay with your relatives at the hospital. You have limited time to stay with them. So they don't even want you to stay with your family. Caller, are you there? You're not. No, you're not. Let's take another phone call. Yeah? Looking for solutions. How do we fix the health system? Are you there, caller? Caller, are you there? Hello? Nobody home. Hello? Yes?
Yes, not again.
You
This is
again?
not a real hospital. This is a human abattoir. This is not a real hospital.
You said abattoir?
A human abattoir. Yes.
But why would you say that? Why would you say that? I don't know they kill people up there in the hospital. It's a hospital that's meant to take care of patients, not kill anybody. And I'll dismiss that. I mean, the intention is not to kill, but to care. Somebody sent me a WhatsApp message. It says, Matt, what I went through is so true. I spent 5 weeks at the hospital and my eyes in tears, huh? Good morning to you, Matt. I'm listening to Q95 on most days, and this situation is a bit getting out of hand. How long are the nurses' course for? Is it 2 years or 4 years? Call, are you there? Yes? We want to be solutions oriented. Let's look at some solutions to, try to deal with the problems we have at the hospital. Maybe the administration, the CEO, Mr. Darrow may be listening. Are you there, caller? Yes?
Matt, good afternoon. Matt, this morning I tell you, when you get in commission, Matt, investigate, that you need to investigate. All your people to come out there alive when there's a commission, you getting money for Matt, I don't say much. Matt, investigate if the nurses are getting a commission when somebody is about to die or when somebody is dead.
Are you saying all of the nurses? That's what you're saying? You're saying to some letters?
Matt, some nurses or whoever calls, Matt, investigate that. Are the nurses getting a commission when somebody is about to die or when they die? Maybe not is where a lot of people are coming out they're dead, Matt. Ask yourself a question.
Let me see if I can get Mr. Coppell to speak to that. Hello, are you there, caller? Yes.
Yes, Mr. Matt, I'm there.
How are you?
Matt, I don't even know. I'm listening, friend.
And you have a little health background, so tell us, what are your solutions there for this system to get better?
Matt, responsibility and accountability. And as somebody said earlier on, what did the Prime Minister say in his campaign? 1 year? He have health insurance for he and his family. They can go away. What about you? I know people who go away to get surgery done, laparoscopic, and then at the PMH or China Friendship, or they call it, they don't have paracetamol. You have to buy your own paracetamol. I worked at hospital before I left home for almost 12 years. And all this lack of supplies, I don't get it when Dominica touched more money than the times when I was there. So everything has gone to hell in a handbasket. Don't look for anything better because nobody give a damn or listening to anything to try and fix anything. When something happens, you hear yap. And then after that, everything just go quiet. So according to the man, don't look for anything to fix because the people are supposed to fix it. Don't give a rat's ass anyway. Thank you.
All right, Hello, talk to me. You really don't think that there are people who really care about what's going on in the hospital, or they maybe just can't talk or can't say anything? Are you there, caller?
Matt,
Yes, my brother.
Matt, do you know when nurses work overnight, it's $20, Matt, for their overnight work, Matt?
I've heard that.
Okay, I told that to you because nurses already confided in me and told me. Matt, remember when Charles Savran was sick, he's on a maternity ward, he was, Matt?
He was in a special ward. I know it was maternity, but he was in a special ward. Yes,
In a
special room.
special ward. Matt, you know, Melissa, the Prime Minister's wife make her 2 children overseas. Matt, all I want to tell them, it has emergency and it has emergency. One of these days, one of them has to get stuck in that hospital. I know they'll give them the best of care, but trust me, they will get the same medicine the Dominican people are getting. I don't want to talk too much. Because I know what they will say. But Matt, you cannot blame the nurses and what it have some of them nasty ones, Matt. Yeah. But the majority of them, they're doing the work. But trust me, Matt, I know what I know, and I cannot say too much based on my situation and how often I've been there. But Matt, Dominicans are suffering in that hospital because they're not A, B, C, D. You have to go to the drugstore, go and buy this, go and buy that, bandage, plaster, betadine, hydrogen peroxide. Matt, everything you need, you have to go and buy it, and $50 you have to pay for a day, Matt. You know, when under UWP, it was $5. They give UWP NEPWI. No wonder then it's $50 on you to get in care there. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much. Thank you. My brother, I will just pray that people do get jobs at the hospital because they support the government. Corruption breeds mediocrity. Ask any doctor or health personnel, what does MRSA? One of those days when I'm going to write my story about this hospital. I'm just there thinking and tears running down my face. Are you there, caller? Yes? Hello?
She was a nurse, right?
She was a who?
Was still a nurse.
She was not a nurse, but she was in the system.
Right, was Nurse Dalrymple a nurse?
Nurse Dalrymple was a nurse, yes.
That ask them for me in their days of being nursing. If they had transportation to take them back and forth and Matt, if they did not get a ride or transportation from the government, were they treating their patients that way? That is what I would want to know. Because I am on the understanding that the motto for nurses is service for self, right?
Mm-hmm.
Something like that. And not in the days of before, you get every day to say, warded, kitchen staff nurses used to go home with the Mocreocomb to sell, and the paracetamol to sell, and they used to go with black plastic with the lentils, red beans, rice, and nothing never used to know that.
Before, are you talking about now or before?
Not I'm talking about before, and even now.
But don't you think that there was so much access that they could even take home some. Would you say that too?
No, it's not excess, not how it's about excess in a hospital of volunteers. Tell me.
I'm not saying it's the right thing to do. I'm saying maybe they had excess because right now you have nothing there.
Exactly. So when you take the paracetamol and you go voodoo cancer, you go over cancer, you take the mocrocom and you shake for your whole family, you expect the hospital to have mass. Good afternoon.
Oh my God. So nurses, some health officials, you're saying that take a lot from the hospital and go home. Oh, that would not be fair at all. You can't take from the hospital when there's limited supply. But I remember, maybe young at the time, I remember all tests, or most tests, 90% of the tests were being done in the hospital labs. Now, everything you have to do is out there. Private contracts. People making money. You have to pay for a test before it can be done to you. Matthew asked for solutions on the problem at the hospital. This is not an easy fix. There is a systematic problem that cannot be fixed overnight. You need to change the model, the culture, the toxic environment, not just in the hospital, but in society. In every sector, there are great people, but sometimes all it takes is a few to spoil things, huh? Hello, talk to me. Good afternoon.
Not them man playing politics with people like Dr. Dale Dongoben have offered his expertise, looking to bring experts, Dominica, to train nurses to do what they have to do. They're shutting him up, bring down medicine for government, charge him how much money, and you skeleton them that government borrowing how much millions. You don't hear people like that come in and talk their foolishness about nurses taking paracetamol. When you meet me, give me Mepri for Mepri. I don't afraid of you. Matt Dominica is a cesspool.
Typically, to change things quickly, the only solution is to remove the leadership of the institutions and replace them with people who stand for ethics, integrity, honor, and respect for themselves and others. In Dominica, the current climate, it's easier said than done. The hospital is just a symptom of a large national cancer. On the telephone. Hello, talk to me. Are you there? Yes.
But
Sir. Yes, sir.
this is good and more for myself.
Yes, sir.
Can I ask you a question?
You can ask me any question.
In what field is Kasani trained?
He's an engineer.
Oh, let's just
He's an engineer. He's an
did he
engineer.
have anything to do with health?
I don't think so, no. Why?
Square pegs in wrong holes, my brother.
No, but we've had other ministers, like say, for example, Charles Maynard. Was he trained in health? Was Mr. Charles Sanford trained in health? Do you think that makes a difference? If you're a good manager, you can manage anything. Hello, talk to me on the telephone. Are you there?
Yes, Matt.
Yes,
Matt, sometimes last one there, quicker. There's a big meeting in every ward. Somebody from Wesley, you know what happened? The person died. I think the person came in on this Saturday. The person died on this Sunday. But before they could notify the person, you hear me?
I'm here, yes.
Family member. Before they could notify the family member, the dead person was in the funeral home at Wesley. When the person on their way coming down to Roseau to check their family, the person was it. Ask them that question and see what they will tell you about it. Bye-bye.
All right, interesting. Matt, I was there in the hospital, and that hospital is a bag of garbage. And also the Cuban doctors are not good doctors. Well, I've heard different reports. I've heard they're the very, very best that we have here. So I guess it's different. Depends on your experience. Are you there, caller? Yes? Caller.
Yes, I am there. Yes, I'm there.
Yes,
It is
sir.
a shame that the people are sitting and taking all that crap. You have a government that claims they have the best health care in the Caribbean. Yet they go on a political platform and they bragging to the people that they have insurance and if they get sick, where they can go and get help. Their own wives come to America to have their babies. And meanwhile, the people do not have the proper health care. It is a bloody shame. But the people are doing nothing. They're just talking, pali, pakafa. Doesn't make any sense. Thank you.
All right, caller, thank you. Believe it or not, none of these people named in the reading can fix anything. 26 years in power destroyed many businesses. They can't fix the problem, all because they're not able to do so. That's a WhatsApp message. Let's take a voice note.
Matt, it's quite interesting how some people could call you and tell you something that was long time ago versus what's taking place now. And it's good you making a comparison from back then till now. But even back then, the health care was better, wasn't it? You know, so the lady want to make the comparison of in the time of nurses taking stuff, you know. But in any other case, Matt, you'll say you can't stand by that. So I'm gonna say she don't know that. She can't prove it. So you can't just let her get away with that. Right? Let me say something, Matt. You have a show this afternoon trying to get ideas and solutions. But I want to be honest with you, Matt.
Mm-hmm.
You have always had shows for ideas and solutions. And it's not gonna do the country any good because the government don't want it. Many, many times I've heard you take that same route. And it's a good habit to always put in the positive out there. You accentuate the positive and things change. It's a vibe. But when you have people in power who don't care about the people, they're not going to do it, man. For what it sounds like, there are people working in the hospital who are not qualified, who should not be there. The first point of view is not people. It's a position somebody had. They gave them a job because of their voting or whatever they do. I don't know. I'm just speculating because that's how the country rules now. So, yes, you could give ideas, but they're not going to take the ideas. Too many times, Matt, I've been listening to you for the last 15, 20 years, and they never take your idea. You have invited the Prime Minister to discuss the country's issue time and time over again. He never come. So Matt, I'm not trying to,
Mm-hmm.
things any different from what you're doing. I'm just dealing with reality. I'm just calling it as I see it. Thank you, my brother. Good afternoon.
Thank you. Somebody says, stop criticizing because none of you can do better, huh? Lies, no nurses, not taking home any paracetamol. Hello, talk to me. Yes.
Yes, Matt. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon to you. How
I've been listening to your program on this particular topic since morning, and I've been wrestling with myself as to whether I should call or not call. Because for me, I've had a real dreadful experience at the hospital. Not I personally as an individual being sick, but my wife. And I'm telling you, my brother, it wasn't easy. So I'll give you an example of one of the many experiences. My wife was sent to the hospital to rest. She was pregnant with twins. And then she had to go to the hospital. The doctor ordered her to go to the hospital to rest. Anyways, within days of she being up there, not even getting a chance to rest, they did some scan or test or whatever, and they say they couldn't find one of the babies. But that is just with the bedside monitors and those kind of things. Anyways, they brought her down to the lower region where they have bigger machines and I guess, better technology. They saw everything was okay. But for some reason or the other, the people insisted on having a C-section. Anyways, they went ahead and give them the approval because even if you tell them no, they can sabotage the whole operation and make it appear like it's you. So to avoid those kind of things from happening, we agreed. Because at the end of the day, we don't know what could have happened. They are doing the diagnosis, they are doing the business, and they don't know what they're doing. At least that is our perception. You understand? So we went ahead, everything was done. She had the babies and things like that. Anyways, days following the operation and thing, she was bleeding. Now we already had 5 children, and all the children were vaginally delivered. You understand? So which means she's not a rookie in that. She knows exactly what is happening with her. And besides, she knows something about the body because her major is biology and things like that. So she knows what is happening. You know? So she's telling them like she's bleeding and she finds that bleeding is an unusual bleeding and whatever else. Make it worse, the babies were not vaginally delivered. So why is she bleeding through a vagina like that? You know? They're telling her that is normal, that is normal, that is normal. Anyways, the baby was discharged after 3 days or so. You understand? So, but she's still there for observation. She's not discharged yet. The day for discharge, she decided the way she's feeling, she cannot go home. So I went up there and I stayed with her. All they're telling her is to sleep, rest. But she telling herself that rest kind of a thing is an eternal rest. And I telling you, my boy, that girl is a very strong girl. You hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Because if it's me, I'll be a dead man all now. Because I would fall asleep. You understand? Every time the girl feel like she's going to sleep, she just waking up because she telling herself, if she fall asleep, this is it. And the nurse is telling the girl, it's okay. You know, it's okay. It's okay. Nothing is wrong with her. Lo and behold, you know where the girl ended up eventually? Can you just tell me, just take a guess?
In the operating room?
Man, the girl ended up in ICU. You understand? Intensive care unit. That's where the girl ended up. So you know what that means?
Mm-hmm.
If she had agreed to go home, she would be a dead body. You understand what I'm telling you?
Mm-hmm.
She would be dead. Now, to compound the situation, that is just part of it, you know. So anyways, after they rushed her to the ICU, I went home for a little while to check on the other children and things like that. Now, remember, I tell you the children are 4 days old.
Mm-hmm.
4 days old. A few people that was coming to check her, along with her cousin, you know what them people decided they wanted to do? Just take a guess, my brother.
I'm lost.
Okay, so if you're following me, the children were left on the ward. Remember, she was sent to the ICU.
Mm-hmm.
She has 2 little children. The children were left on the ward. When the friend and her cousin came, while I wasn't there for the time, because I went home to organize and whatever, then people decide they want to give them little children, 4 days old, my brother, I tell you, twin, not one child, you know, twin. They want to give those children to those people. They don't know those people from head to toe. They don't know those people from...
You say give the children? You said give?
My brother, I tell you, they want to give, because remember I told you earlier on, the children were discharged before her. You understand? So they want to give the children away to those people. That's what I'm telling you. You understand? They want to give the children away to those people. Anyways.
So they had already make up their mind that this lady is not coming back.
My brother, you're very correct. They agree that the mother is dead. You understand? Forget neglect, because I heard a guy talking about neglect earlier on, and a lot of things going on in that hospital. So neglect, then people, they don't care. So you're asking for solution, but the solution has to begin with the individuals. No matter what amount of solution we suggest, until these people learn to have sympathy and empathy and realize it's not animals they're dealing with. And the truth is, even if it's animals they're dealing with, they'll kill all the animals because they really don't care. You understand? Now, the children were sent to the NICU, to the nursery. You understand?
Yeah.
I don't visit the children there. Anyways, they're extracting breast milk from the mom at ICU to feed the children. When I come there on 2 different occasions, then people confronting me and telling me about taking the children home. I listen to them people, and I listen to them people because I go in there. There's nothing I can do for the children more than to go and check them and to take their dirty clothes and whatever to wash it. There's nothing I can do for them because they're in the ICU. When you go in, they're in the nursery. When you go in the nursery, you have to dress yourself properly.
True.
You know, and all kind of a thing like that. I have my other children at home. The other children, they have the flu because it was the flu season. Then people want me to take them little children, my brother, and bring them home, you know. You understand? When them people told me that the first day I let that slide, man, the second day I couldn't take that. I tell the doctor, let me tell you right about now. The lion in me is speaking, and I let the people know I have 5 other children and I love all my children. But you see these 2 children there, they stay right where they are. And if that is a law, and if that is a rule, I agree to go to prison. But them children, I am not taking them home. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, a sister that knows my wife through my wife's mother-in-law, because my wife's mother-in-law worked at the hospital. She's now in America. She was some maybe sister or close to a sister, whatever rank they have.
Mm-hmm.
So she knows us. You understand? Because that particular person told her to look out for us. Anyways, when she came, she told me whatever. She asked me what is happening. Man, I really got emotional and that broke me. You understand? Because I hate when I'm in my element for people to think. But anyways, she was still doing it for my well-being. So she let me cool out and blah, 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 and whatever, she'll take care of this situation. Anyways, whatever she did, I don't know. But it did resolve the situation. Nobody told me anything after that. You understand? And that is just one of my many experiences, my brother. I'm telling you, no matter what amount of solution we suggest, until people decide to change from within, because a lot of them people are working up there. And another thing a lot of people maybe don't know, prior to 1995, before the coming in of UWP, the hospital used to literally smell, my brother. I don't know if people remember that. You understand? Before, you wouldn't even want to eat in the hospital. And if you listen to the older people, they will still tell you the nurses back then were better. Right now, the hospital, even before they built that hospital there, the hospital was like a hotel. The hospital had no kind of furniture. I don't know if it's whatever they used to use to disinfect or whatever that used to cause that kind of a smell. But the hospital right about now and just prior to now, it's like a hotel, and the people don't care because you know why? A lot of them that are doing nursing right now, they're only doing it because that is a bridge from here to America. The objective is they want to go to America, and they decide through nursing, there's a demand for nurses in America, they will be nurses. And another reason is a lot of people are becoming nurses because I guess they have the academic qualification, so they go to the college, and they do their nursing program, and the rest is history. Unlike before, it was a whole different system. You understand? So there are a lot of contributing factors to this kind of a thing. But for me, the bottom line is, them people, they don't care. Imagine here, you see in the maternity area, there's a particular nurse, my brother, I tell you, that nurse just have a nasty attitude. You understand? And in case you don't get it, I'll tell you, a nasty attitude, my brother. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
These people, I really don't know what is wrong with these people. But only Jah alone that know, and only Jah alone that can deliver these people. But I tell you, that's one of my many experiences. I have other experiences,
Mm-hmm.
But if I have to tell you, it is just too much.
I think it will take the entire afternoon. But thank you, brother. Thank you for sharing your own experience. Blue is so right. My dad passed away late last year. And when informed by the hospital, since I was next of kin, I arrived at the hospital. My dad was not there for identification cause. Somebody transferred his body to a funeral home. And not even a decision was taken by the family. So why would you transfer a dead body to a funeral home and family is not aware? Interesting, eh? There's a fight for bodies. I'll talk to you about that some other time. Hello, talk to me, yes. There's a fight for bodies, huh? Dead bodies. Hello, talk to me, yes. Are you there, caller?
Hello.
How are you?
Not too bad.
Okay.
Hello.
I'm here, yes. Hello, yes.
Yes, Mark. Everything they're saying about the hospital is true. I spent a little time there and it wasn't good at all. And the food and the time they're feeding you, it wasn't good at all. They bring a whole sheet to put on the bed for me. Everything is true.
All right, thank you very much. Matt, you know why there is a notable limited supplies at the hospital now? Because Ross University was supplying the hospital well equipped the hospital, or would equip the hospital while government was hardly spending a dime. On the rush donations, the nurses were getting everything to actually do their work. Take that to the bank. And our local nurses have to be retrained, have to be training our Cuban nurses all over again for the past years and overlooking the language barrier, stretching them beyond limits. So they are overstretched there at the hospital, our nurses, yeah, because you have to be training the nurses in English while they do their own work. And of course, I know that for a fact. Stick around. In the next few minutes, I will present the Commissioner of Police giving an update on situations, some investigations. It was just reported there earlier that the arsonist involved in the fire sometime last week was given about 6 charges. His case will come up later this year. Also reporting there that the man on the wheelchair, remember that incident that was going viral? The guy in the wheelchair who basically abused another. He was charged with resisting arrest and assaulting a police officer. He was sentenced this morning, and his case for another matter, he was sentenced. The other case will come up sometime later. Hello, talk to me on the telephone. Are you there? Yes.
Matt, good afternoon.
Yes, sir.
Good afternoon to your listeners as well. Matt, I just started listening to the program, right? I heard a guy expressing his experience with his wife. But Matt, can some Dominicans help him go around Dominican tell people that story, Matt? Because when you say that people believe you hate a government or you hate the prime minister, you hate somebody, Matt. Matt, see what happened. I have the voice note still, you have it. Matt, elderly lady, my mother-in-law stayed in the for 13 days, Matt, expecting to get a result, a test, Matt. And Matt, the lady did not get it. She said to her children, take me back home, I'm going to die. I'll die one day. Matt, I have the facts, And the lady told me that she do not want nothing from this government again, Why? Because on the last days, she felt the pain. Dominicans need to know that we are in a lot of trouble, and the only way to get out of that is to vote the Labour Party out. Everybody, please go and confirm, because I come into the minds. Do it and get them out of office. That's all
right, thank you, caller. It's already 2:20. I'm getting an informed source that just revealed to me that definitely, as somebody suggested before, there is a fight for bodies, dead bodies at the hospital. I'm asking Mr. Daru, who is the chief officer there, director, that you should investigate what's going on, because I'm being told that some nurses may be getting paid to send bodies at some funeral homes. That's all I'll say on the subject. So investigate the nurses who basically get paid, allegedly paid, because they will call if you're weak, if you're ready to die, in other words. They stand by, and as soon as you pop, they call these funeral homes. So some investigation should or must take place, huh? This is if some of you are involved in this, please. They call the funeral homes when the bodies are not even cold. Because the funeral home employees are waiting. Oh. That's unfortunate. Matt, good day. I'm not saying that everything that people are saying is right or isn't right, but people need to take care of their families at the hospital. That is correct, huh? Hello, talk to me. Yes.
Yeah, Matt, quickly, finally, my apologies for just now there, Matt. My apologies. I'm sorry to you and the public. Matt has spoken, but Matt, you know me and that kind of radio personality. Matt has spoken, me that engage in them, nurses and the doctors that have engaged me, Matt. Matt is not making excuses. These people are at the wit's end, Matt. They're hanging in a precarious situation, Matt. Like it's a rock on a cliff and ready to fall at any time. Matt, they're going through hell. And sometimes we suffer the anger and the frustration that they're going through. Matt, I know Matt, I know you know a lot of things, but because of your professional approach towards things, you cannot say certain things. So we have to cut the nurses and the doctors and wardens and all of them some slack. And what they're working for, no, Matt? While man living in all kind of mansion, building mansion all over sea, investment money, laundering, all kind of nonsense, passport money, and they're hearing all of that. But what that is doing to their psyche? What that is doing to their psyche when it comes to a professional approach, knowing they're not going to get nothing and criminals riding high, Matt. Matt, cut the nurses and the doctors and them some slack, my brother. I have been there. I stayed about 3 days or 2 days in a coma. There. I know. Have a blessed one, bro.
Have a blessed one. Have the blessed one. Yes. Thank you. This is Q95. 6 more minutes before I introduce Commissioner of Police. And according to my report, that's from an informed source, nurses are collecting at least $100 per body. Oh, God.
things happen when we crunch together. So crunch and share the love with KFC's bucket together. $45 gets you 6 pieces of chicken, 2 fries, 1 corn, 1 biscuit. With KFC, there's always chances to win big. 3 winners, 3 destinations for an all-expense-paid trip with Sunrise Airways, St. Martin Carnival, St. Kitts Music Festival, and Lucian Carnival. $1,500 spent in cash, hotel accommodation, event tickets, and ground transportation. All you have to do is purchase a bucket together. Write your name and phone number at the back of your receipt and drop it in the draw box. KFC's finger licking good.
Exciting news from Auto Trade. Incredible savings are here. Take advantage of Auto Trade's Thrifty Thursday promotion. Mark your calendars. On the last Thursday of each month, Auto Trade is offering up to 20% off items throughout the store. Yes, 20% off. But wait, here's more. Keep your eyes peeled for our exclusive Deal of the Day offer, bringing you even bigger discounts on select items. Whether you're looking for car accessories, maintenance essentials, or just browsing for a great deal, we've got you covered. So be sure to swing by Auto Trade every last Thursday. At Auto Trade, it's more than a vehicle, it's a relationship. Terms and conditions apply.
It's about to change hands in Dominica. Jim it, it's your turn. The United Progressive Party, alongside political leader attorney Joshua Francis and solid playmaker Loftus Dumont. Solid lineup of speakers will be at Esprit's Drive near the Convenient Plus Shopping Center, Thursday the 14th. Jim it comes alive from 7 p.m. Come hear the plans and look for a better Dominica, the better you. The United Progressive Party, the party of the people, by the people, for the people. Come out, Dominicans, join the forces with the United Progressive Party as we help rescue and restore, even bring back Dominica from the brink of destruction. 7 p.m. on Esprit's Drive near the Convenient Plus store. Everyone will be in attendance. Don't miss your moment. Thursday coming, power must change hands. And the power is in your hands. All the way with the UPP massive whistle stop from Jimmy, Thursday the 14th.
I'm not giving up. Today I never give up before. Digital in 20. Happy anniversary to digital. 20 years with digital. Turning 20, digital in 20. Turning 20, digital in 20. Turning 20, digital in 20. If you with digital, then you are plenty. 20 years ruling with digital. If you're not too fast, then hear me well. I have my TV and still have my cell. I have my internet on from digital. 20 years of real connection. So pay attention. You might benefit from all what I'm about to mention. You can be a VIP or get 6 months on your bill free. Because 2020, digital in 20. 2020, digital in 20. 2020, digital in 20. If you with digital, then you are plenty. I say with Digi you can win. Celebrate, connect and win. Prices weekly you can win. When you with Digi, that's a win. 2020, digital in 20. 2020, digital in 20. 2020, digital in 20. If you with digital, then you are plenty. 2020, digital in 20. 2020, digital in 20. 2020, digital in 20. If you with digital, then you are plenty. Yeah. Activate the 7-day plan or higher. Sign up for postpaid or sign up for home internet for your chance to win. And here's all what you can win. Hear me now. You get it Amazon voucher, brunch voucher, cleaner voucher, grocery voucher, even gas voucher. And I said, hey, you know why?
All you, I just meet gold winning Roseau again. Same place outside Flossie's. I tried to dock in, but you had time see me. Well, story start again. Million, lot of my father with us, huh? Fella, I said the same thing you doing, shopping at Flossie's, and you don't have to tell me the same thing you tell me last time because I'm busy. It's to hear him way. You reckon? I'm my pocket the more, yeah. I won't tell you that I save money in food and drinks when I buy quantity. I save more. Oh, shucks, man. Well, when you're still telling me, I know already. Tu paga spete moi. But it could even pay for palais. I will tell all my friends from London, US and Dominica to come to Floss's, right next to the Rosa Market. Open Sunday to Saturday. Floss's can't do it to you.
I'm sure there are many other comments, huh? Let's take our final before we move to the Commissioner of Police, giving an update into as it relates to some crimes that they're investigating, some crimes that have been solved, some latest updates, and some matters that you've been following. Stick around. Are you there, caller? Our final call on the health. Yes. Yeah.
According to blessings, hey, and Ophelia would say, I, Dominic, Che Dominic, Relica, wash you, we must. Hey, lad, nurses fighting for dead body just to get a little extra something. That poverty is a crime, and according to blessings, sometimes you don't know people's situation. So, what can I say? Anyway, my friend, it's our country. Later.
Let's keep fighting for that. Again, let's get a report there from the Commissioner of Police as it relates, as I said, to certain matters they've been investigating for some time, some murders. So, of course, we'll get a report on the issue of the arsonist and some other murder that was committed in Portsmouth last night, among other matters. So let's listen to the Commissioner there for a minute. I think he started off with some murders in the Savon Pie area, given the results of the investigation that's ongoing there. Let's listen. Commissioner?
I would seek to give some information on some matters that are before the police for investigations. I would seek to update you on the double homicide at Savon Pine that occurred on December 13th, 2025. The recent fires in Roseau and also in Wesley at the airport site, and also the recent homicide.
Okay, you know what? Let me give you a little more volume on this one. So stick around still. Stick around. Coming back. We're coming back.
I would seek to give some information on some matters that are before the police for investigations. I would seek to update you on the double homicide at 7 Pine that occurred on December 13th, 2025. The recent fires in Roseau and also in Wesley at the airport site, and also the recent homicide last evening at Picard. I won't go into more detail where it may affect the investigations. I hope you understand just that. On December 13th, 2025, Bernal Benjamin alias Gray, Andrew Daniel alias Pang of Cottage, and Imon Sablon of Southern Pie were seated along the Southern Pie Main Road when they were shot at by masked men. The three of them were injured, and that same day, Bernal Benjamin and Andrew Daniel succumbed to injuries sustained during the shooting. The third individual sustained a non-life threat injury and was discharged the same day from the hospital. Consequent to this incident, the major crime unit was activated and a number of actions taken to address this matter. Among them, we increased the manpower at the Portsmouth Police Station. We also launched special operations in the north of the island, and we saw the numbers in that area up to about 60 men. Most of 67 men were deployed in that area. We conducted a number of house searches. In excess of 40 house searches were conducted in the north. 16 individuals were arrested, questioned, and they were released pending investigations. 3 firearms and 120 rounds of ammunition were seized for investigations. We also seized the vehicle as to be believed to have been used in the commission of the crime, and that vehicle is in police custody. We also got assistance from our regional partners, and partners from Impacts were here, and they were here for a long while, more than a month, assisting us in investigations. So we had people from the gun crime unit, cyber intelligence, and also forensics. And you will have heard the minister mention to a very esteemed gentleman out here over the weekend, and he assisted us in doing a lot of things in terms of investigation into that matter. We continue to pursue all this, and we will not rest until such time that the perpetrator of this matter, of this crime, are brought to justice. The fire report in Roseau. First one has to do with Independence Street fire. That is at TJ's Enterprises. On April 19th of this year, at about 4 a.m., the police received a report of a fire at 86 Independence Street in Roseau. Officers from the police force, along the fire and ambulance services, responded and brought the fire under control. TJ Enterprises consists of a restaurant and bar and a clothing section. The building is sectioned into two, the clothing by itself and the bar and restaurants using the other part of the building. The fire appeared to have been concentrated in the clothing aspects of the building. That area was completely destroyed. And as I said, the fire was brought under control by the fire and ambulance services. We continue to investigate the cause of the fire. And again, we won't rest until we get to the bottom of this matter. The cause of the fire has not been determined. The fire at Independence Street, not even, but in Jonathan Street, what we refer to as the Jolly's Pharmacy fire, at about 11:55 p.m. on March 1st of this year, a fire report was lodged at the police station by an officer on her way to duty. The fire and ambulance service responded, and they fought tirelessly to extinguish this devastating fire. 6 buildings on Old Street and King of Hill Street were extensively damaged. The buildings that were affected, some of them housed a church, and as I mentioned, Jolly's Pharmacy, the Peace Corps office, restaurants, craft shop, souvenir shop, a lawyer's office, and a gymnasium. We continue to investigate this matter with a view to solving this matter. Again, the cause of the fire remains undetermined, and the fire chief will speak more on this matter. The fire at the airport site in Wesley, involving 3 trucks. On Wednesday, the 29th of April this year, at 1 a.m., a report of a fire was lodged at the Wesley police station. Fire officers responded to the matter and they brought it under control. 3 Volvo flatbed trucks in excess of $200,000 owned by CR5, that is the main company contracted to build the airport, was extensively destroyed by fire. Since then, we have interviewed a number of people, in excess of 6 people, in relation to that matter. And that same day also, 29th of April, we arrested 2 individuals in relation to the fire. They were interviewed and they have since been released pending investigations. That fire is being investigated as a criminal matter. That is, foul play is suspected in that fire. Another fire, May 6th of this year, about 3:20 a.m., the police were alerted to a fire on Upper Lane. The fire was determined to have started at Jean's Cuisine on Upper Lane, spread very quickly to other buildings. In all, 6 buildings were affected, as buildings on Upper Lane and also buildings on Kennedy Avenue. So 3 buildings on Upper Lane, which are Jean's Cuisine, Arms Auto, Bobby's Bar, and Macaulay Baby Shop, were damaged by the fire. 2 buildings on Great Marlborough Street, that is the former National Credit Union building, also the former building office of the social welfare offices, and the family restaurant owned by Chinese national were caught it by fire. 1 billion on Kennedy Avenue, which housed the offices of Joshua Francis, a bridal store, and a clothing store, was also destroyed or damaged. The assessment of all the damages is ongoing. The police moved speedily and with the assistance of members of the public, we arrested 2 individuals for questioning in relation to this matter. One was released pending investigations, and the other, Wilson Joseph of Pottersville, was arrested on the same day and has since been charged with 6 counts of arson. He was taken to court this morning and he had been remanded in custody pending his trial. On the issue of bail, police have objected to bail and court have so agreed. His matter comes up for review again on sometime in October of this year. As a consequence of the fire reports in Roseau, and to allay the fears of the public, we have increased the presence of police officers in the city of Roseau, especially at nights, both in uniform and also in plain clothes. I must assure residents of Roseau and Dominica overall that the police force will spare no efforts to investigate all matters and to bring perpetrators to justice. Will spare no efforts at all. I also wish to join in commending the fire officers and the police officers for their commitment, dedication, and for the zeal and tireless efforts to extinguish these fires. Fighting a fire is hard work. I was very on the scene for the Jolly's fire. It's dangerous work to fight out a fire. It's not just giving water. It's a lot of work. I saw men putting themselves really in harm's way, or going into this fire, into these buildings to ensure that it was brought under control. I also must commend the officers, the police officers who have been investigating these matters. Again, I know it takes a lot from them, and we've been asking you to even give more to ensure that this matter is investigated to the fullest. The last evening, we were greeted with some sad news of a report of a homicide at Picard. So about 9:20 p.m. last evening, it was reported to the police at Portsmouth. What appeared to be gunshots were heard in the Picard area. The police responded and found the body of a young black male with reddy hair lying motionless in an area in Picard. The doctor was summoned to the scene and pronounced the individual dead on the scene. As alluded to by the minister, the victim had been identified as a national of an OECS member state. Following the report, we have arrested 2 individuals, 1 male and 1 female, in relation to the homicide. In closing, I wish to encourage members of the public to assist the police, and they can do so by calling our hotline, anonymous hotline, 1-800-TIPS or 1-800-844, as we work together to this crime and the fear of crime in Dominica. But just one more thing, just before I end it, I just look for some support to the and recognize our partners. And the minister would have given you the exact number. I wonder how you have a very good memory. I'm actually going through as he was reading the figure, $400,000+. That system is fully activated, and the officers were trained, as he indicated. 7 of them have been trained, and we hope never have to use it. But if we have to use it, we are confident that the officers are fully trained and prepared to use the system It's a very costly system, but very essential for us. And we hope by the use of this piece of equipment, we will see better results.
All right. Well, thank you, Mr. Commissioner. Giving an update on some of the crimes and investigations taking place. You just heard there him speaking that 2 persons may have been arrested already for questioning there in the PCAD area. And you heard it's an OECS national, I've been told, from St. Kitts. And Commissioner refused to, of course, comment or remain silent. When asked about whether this person was in a witness protection program, we'll continue to investigate. As it relates to the fire, I did ask the fire chief, a lot of questions about the fire and why did the fire officers respond after sending the ambulance to find out whether there was a fire, and why did it take them so long? A few more minutes before they showed up. Listen to his story.
As I said earlier, the first report of the fire was by a walk-in informant, and that person could not give the directions. Yes. So what he said was his house was on fire, but he agreed that he could show where the fire was. So the decision was that he would travel with the ambulance. The ambulance normally respond to fire. So the one truck went down the Cox Street line, one truck went down Bath Road down to Hillsborough Street, and the ambulance was ahead. The report that the ambulance returned to the fire station, there is facts which would indicate that it was not. The ambulance which responded at the time, by the time they called the fire station, they were informed that another person who is one of the owners of one of the bars got the information. So the trucks were already attempting the Cox Street route. That ambulance did not return from the fire scene, and here's the reason. That ambulance sustained a busted tire on its way to. So the tire was only changed after firefighting operations. So on arrival at the scene, the crew, by the time they called the officer in charge, they said they already responded on Cox Street and reversing onto Upper Lane. So the second truck went through Hillsborough Street onto Independence Street and reversed down Kennedy Avenue. Yes. Yes.
So that question was asked, huh? Let's see if we can get a few voice notes before we wrap it up here this afternoon. What's that? Uh-oh. Hello, good afternoon to you. Are you there? Hello? Hello?
Yes, ma, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Yes, go ahead.
On an emergency call, you are asked, do you need the fire, ambulance, or police? So if I answer fire, why should the ambulance be there? Okay, in case you want to send the ambulance, you would ask, do you know if anybody is injured? Then if the person say, I'm not sure, then the ambulance should be there.
But basically the fire chief is saying, I don't know whether you wanted to, he said that the Haitian national could not say where exactly the fire was. So they sent the ambulance with him to show them where it was and hence they reacted. That I think was the excuse. All right. Thank you. Thank you. So that was so the fires were spreading at the time. So they sent the ambulance back with the Haitian national to basically show them where the fire was because he could not explain. And you saw the result of that, huh? We'll continue to talk. Tomorrow it's already that time in the afternoon. Until tomorrow, we'll be back.
And we can wake up, open up your eyes. Your country needs you. Hope you realize our government is abusing its power and authority. And if it's having adverse effect on the whole country, it is time for us to take a stand. After all, this is our native land. That is why I came back to sing, to expose the wicked things that are perpetrating. It is only time for the self-destruct. Freedom power is the TNT. The purpose is for and what's for the box. They don't really care about this country. All the scheming and writing plans are caught up with them. They are facing into some double problems. And just as sure as the sun will rise, this government must fall. The handwriting is on the wall. minister, I'm like a dictator. If with him you don't agree, you can't progress in your country. Our government has no respect for the business community. No dialogue, they all starting off in this meeting. Taxing the poor ones who have no money, while the friends live in luxury. As a family and the prime minister, and then your boy, think down Antigua. It is only time for the self-destruct. Freedom power is the TNT. Their purpose in government was for the bucks. They don't really care about this country. All these scheming conniving plans are caught up with them. They are facing insurmountable problems, and just as sure as the sun will rise, this government must fall. The handwriting is on the wall. Unprecedented corruption rampant throughout the island, and the demonization would also express dissatisfaction with the way this government handling this country's revenue, accepting no accountability for the underhand things they don't do. As you're taking those where they are old, and rewarding their friends down with rifles, I will kill my shop with them at Althea. So they come and take back the land. It is only time for the self-destruct. Freedom power is the TNT. Their purpose in government was for the bucks. They don't really care about this country. All these scheming conniving plans have caught up with them. They are facing insurmountable problems, and just as sure as the sun will rise, this government must fall. The handwriting is on the wall. I am the boss, but not here for me. Ask God and Marshall, look what I did to Percy. He was standing in the way of my daughter's future. So I demoralized him with the aid of the newspaper. But the time of this man's mentality, will my people be bothered by duty free? If we don't remove them in the next election, it will be a disaster for the future generation. So I leave them alone, let them self-destruct. Freedom power is the TNT. Their purpose in government was for the boss. They don't really care about this country. All this feeling conniving plans have caught up with them. They are facing insurmountable problems, and just as sure as the sun will rise, this government must fall. The handwriting is on the wall.
Just loud, Q95.
When I look around the world, what do I see? I see footprints that man have left on the sand. Walking through time, I see shapes of our ambition, figments of our imagination. And I ask myself, when will it end? When will it end? It is plain to see. Universally, this land is not bountiful as it was. Simply because, in this quest for success, nothing stands in my way. Oh, rivers run dry. Soon the bird won't fly. The mountains will be no longer high. And when I really think of it, yes, I just wonder why. Why? Hmm. I see charity deployed, equal rights totally ignored, wisdom and ingenuity, what we did not afford, simply to afford. Inventions as to nuclear warfare and environmental warfare. And I wonder now, where do we go from here? Promise everywhere. Gaze upon the horizon, and the cloud of judgment will come. And the savage hands of unscrupulous men defile everything past by. Time is running out. I eat and drink species at the brink of the next thing, yeah. And I think no one can deny that the price of progress is high. Very high. I see consciousness abate as to be recklessly. Money make egos inflate their body create a turbulent state. I see a struggle between these sexes, income and more complexes. Now the question is, fighting context, what shall be next? I've already seen this would have come divided between race, color, creed, and class. And some of the things the scripture predict how it truthfully come to pass. So that wouldn't be here. Children making children to be a part of this growing mass. And I ask, if this is progress, Lord, how long would it last? How long would it last? How long would it last? I see craziness increase, broken street, and corrupt police. No peace, the struggle don't cease. As man turn to drug, searching for relief. I see a frightened humanity, a sad and confused society. And it saddens me, how shall it be in time to come? Can it well withstand this constant misuse and abuse by the hands of man as they try to shape this world in a way to fit in with all their plans? Time is running out as we eat and drink species at the brink of the next thing, yeah. And I think no one can deny that the price of progress is high. Very high.
You told the youths that they were free, and slavery had lost its sting. But they're not foolish, they can see your life within. Slavery has not left out those not yet on shore. We have got to fight the battle some more. The time has come for everybody that carry me. All one common destiny is to make our people free. We have got to stand up for their rights, to lead the lives we choose, to change and answer to the youth. If you think the battle is done, my brother, you are right. An illusion, an illusion. You talk of progress, love, and justice, peace, and unity. All illusions. We have the whole, these are native.